White House release published Tuesday, August 26, 2025. Trump administration celebrates successes for America's workers. President Donald J. Trump held his 7th cabinet meeting of his second term ahead of Labor Day. The meeting highlighted achievements for American workers over the past 8 months. President Trump praised rising blue-collar wages, private sector job growth, increased steel production, historic trade deals, and major tax cuts. Vice President J.D. Vance said public safety is improving for all workers. Secretary of Labor Lori Chavez DeRemer reported steady unemployment and over 2 million new jobs for native-born Americans. She noted expanded Pell Grants, child care, and tax reductions. Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum credited lower taxes, deregulation, and record investments for lifting working people. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon described new hands-on learning programs, preparing students for jobs after high school. Secretary of Housing Scott Turner emphasized promoting the dignity of work and family. Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler said the new bill delivers the largest tax cut in history for working families. Secretary of Veterans Affairs Doug Collins highlighted expanded facilities and hours for veterans. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer reported a 3.3% rise in median weekly earnings in the first quarter. Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced a 50% increase in funding for rural hospitals and communities. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem said the country is safer, with 3 months of zero illegal border crossings and 1.6 million voluntary returns. Secretary of Energy Chris Wright noted gasoline and diesel prices are at multi-decade lows when adjusted for inflation. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said foreign policy is focused on making America stronger and safer, including action against organized cartels. Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent reported a 26% reduction in the average budget deficit compared to the previous administration. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins called the new bill the greatest investment in rural America. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy said funds are being used to build projects faster by removing certain regulations. Attorney General Pam Bondi stressed efforts to fight drug trafficking and protect children. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth stated that military hiring is now merit-based and focused on excellence. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick stopped a $7.4 billion payment to a not-for-profit and secured the funds. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin said his agency achieved more deregulation in 1 year than some entire presidencies. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard reported progress exposing misuse of intelligence agencies. OMB Director Russ Vought announced 245 deregulatory initiatives, a ratio of 30-to-1. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff described delivering aid in Gaza with positive response. CIA Director John Ratcliffe said the agency is focused on preventing wars and keeping America safe. Thanks for listening. The full source material for this summary is in the description below.